We welcome University of Connecticut Coach Dan Hurley and the student athletes. Coach, first your opening comments. Thank you.
Yeah, obviously, thrilled to advance in the tournament, get to the next round of it. Obviously, beating a team of St. Mary's caliber to get there. It wasn't an easy draw, right? Iona and Rick Pitino, and then one of the hardest teams to beat with the way they play and how well coached they are. So, thrilled to be going to Vegas for the Sweet 16.
We'll now take questions for the student athletes. Start right here, row 5.
Yeah, Kevin Sweeney from Sports Illustrated. This one's for Jordan. It seems like you guys can kind of get into a second gear where you feel impossible to beat, and a lot of times that comes with your shooting. I'm just curious what that feeling is like on the floor when you guys are locked in and going on those runs, especially in the second half of games.
It feels like we're unbeatable. The last 2 games in the second half, we just took off. When we're playing like that, I think we have a really good chance to win it all. So we're going to continue to do that, put that together for 2 halves. So, yeah.
Right here.
Dave Borges, Hearst, Connecticut. Adama, did you feel like they just couldn't stop you down low? Second game in a row, you really dominated the low post, but did you kind of feel they had no answers for you almost?
Not really. So, like you said, no. I think going to a game, I was just thinking about for us to win today, I need to be on my best. So that's why today, every time I have a ball, I was ready to do something positive on it, if it was scoring or if it was something else. But for us to win today, I had to be on my best. That was my mindset, be on my best today. So I didn't think I was not thinking like that, but I was definitely looking for the ball every time on the court. Yeah.
Jordan, Paul Snyder from the Montauk Sun. Coming out of the third media timeout, you guys are up 11, and you hit back-to-back threes. How did that feel, and did you feel like that was going to be the end for them?
It felt great in those shots. Finally found a rhythm. They played great defense on me all game, but my teammates did a tremendous job scoring, carrying the load, defense, offense. They found me open and just kept giving body blows until they were done.
Row 3.
Joe Arudo with the Hartford Current. Andre, obviously been a long season. At what point did you realize that this team has what it takes to get to the Sweet 16?
I think at the beginning of the season, I felt the confidence in the group. We went 14-0 to start the season. I think we went through a little rough patch, but through all that, we all knew what we were capable of. It was all about just reaching our potential and staying true to ourselves and staying true to the work, honestly.
Front row left, go ahead.
Hi, this is Amon Kidwai with SB Nation for Jordan and Andre Jackson. Just wondering, with such good performances from members of the bench, what you thought of their performances, particularly Klingon?
I said it from the beginning. I think our depth is going to win us a championship, and they've been playing great this whole tournament. So if we just continue doing that with our second group, or our first and second group playing how they playing, I think we are unbeatable. So.
This is for Andre. Gavin Key from the London Day. What is it about your team being able to kind of flip the switch and kind of pull away in the second half of these games?
It's our depth, honestly. We have so many guys we could go to, and no matter if somebody's having an off day or off game, there's always somebody that's going to step up in those shoes and be ready for that big moment. We have a ton of guys who have played under big pressure, like Naheem Aline coming off the bench. And he's a really good player, came from Virginia Tech and did some big things. So, everybody that's coming into the game is just as good as the person that's out there. So we got one of the deepest teams in the country.
Over here.
Hi, Pete Doherty, Albany Times Union. Andre, you came back home, your home area. I got 2 wins. I saw you about Bill Murray. It's a pretty good weekend for you.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Exactly. Let's hit right over here. Row 7, go ahead.
Your post for you guys up there. What did Coach do to kind of alleviate the pressure coming into this weekend? The last 2 years, obviously, one and done. A lot of expectations, kind of a bullseye on your back coming in here. What did he do to kind of get you guys loose about all the pressure?
Yeah. I would say definitely, coach. You make us ready for this type of moment because, like you said, like we bring like we play this type. This is the best tournament of the year, but we've been to games like this, So coming to this game, like you said, last couple years with match management was not good for us. But that was a different team, and this year was a different team. So coach make sure like we are like we were not thinking about that too much, and he make sure like we understand like this is a different team, and like this is one of the best teams that he ever coached. So he make sure like we were confident enough to come to this tournament. So he make sure we didn't worry about the thing that happened last couple of years. Yeah.
And we played
one more for the student athletes. One more. Go ahead. Get the mic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Could you just answer, what was the feeling like differently coming into this tournament than maybe last year? Why do you think you guys were looser? And
We just had I think we had a better team. I think we all knew our identity, we all knew our roles, and we all knew we had to do to win the game. So coming in as a lot more confident team, a lot of guys who could step up in big moments, honestly. So, yeah.
Thank you to the student athletes, gentlemen. Best of luck Thursday in Las Vegas.
Let's go. Viva. Let's go, boy. Let's go.
We will now take questions for Coach Hurley. Start up here and then go there. Go ahead.
Hi, Mon Kidwai with SB Nation. Second game in a row with a tight first half. What were you thinking through that, and how did you know your team would get through?
Just thinking body blows. It's what we've been able to do to, even quality teams during the course of the year. Non-conference, Alabama, Iowa State. In conference, Marquette and Providence, where, eventually our depth, elite rebounding, top 20 defense, top 5 offense, with the depth, it just eventually, I think we're able to, to break some teams and, to do that to a team of that coaching and culture and quality. Obviously, losing Dukas there was unfortunate for them, and he's a hell of a player. It was sad to see him not be able to play that game out.
Right over here and then up front here.
Dan, Gavin Key from the London Day. You obviously knew you had the talent to get this far, but when did you have the mindset you think that this was going to be possible?
I think just in the non-conference, actually, probably close scrimmage versus Virginia. I've talked about that. We played that without 2 starters, and we played them, very competitively. And then obviously, you get into the non-conference, and the Iowa State, the Alabama, beating Oklahoma State and Florida when they were fully healthy, like right when the center was healthy for Florida, and beating Oklahoma State with Avery. I think we just believed that, the fact that we could beat you, inside with dominant center play, and we could also the type of team that could go 8, 9, 10, 12 threes. We could go on runs, and obviously we hang our hat on our defense.
Right here.
Coach Paul Snyder, Montauk Sun. I don't know what you say to your team at halftime. You drew back the curtain a little bit in the Iona game. You said that you went up to Adama and told him what you needed from him in the second half. What did you say to your team at halftime?
Really nothing great, because, there's been some times where they've played horrible in the second half, and I think I've said something great. So, listen, this is about, this time of year, having players that step up and do what Jordan Hawkins did in the second half. This is, I think there's nothing but, really excellent coaches left in this tournament and teams that are really hard to beat. It's just a matter of, which players have that little bit of magic that can go out and have the performances that Sanogo's had, Jordan's second half, Andre doing everything, Tristan Newton's first half. I'm no halftime guru.
Go.
Kevin Sweeney from Sports Illustrated. Coach, these second half runs you guys have been going on, it seemed like some of those games mid-season when you guys were losing games, you just couldn't quite get to that second gear. What's different now, and how overwhelming is this team when they are making shots down the stretch of games?
We were bricking threes. We couldn't, we went through, I think, a stretch where, our bench, our bench 3-point shooters were in a rut. Credit obviously the Big East. I mean, it's a tough league. The league kind of wears on you physically and mentally because of the environments and the style of play. So I don't know. I think maybe just the days off after the Big East season, I think has kind of refreshed Adama and it's refreshed the team, and we look more like the team that was like really alive and flying around the court during the non-conference.
Go ahead.
Dan O'Neill with The Athletic. Dan, as skilled and talented as these guys are, do you feel like their confidence is now kind of caught up with that ability?
Yeah, the playing at UConn, it's just you deal with a lot more pressure and criticism and like immediate meltdowns on social when you lose. And I think in the first and even second round of tournaments, it's more of a burden to play at UConn than it is an advantage. And I think that, especially in the first round game, it just, being able to get that first one, I thought the team just was a lot looser today. And obviously, now that you get to the Sweet 16, you could really just kind of, go out and just let it rip. And,
Go. Right there. Yep.
Ralph Russo with the Associated Press. Dan, you have a lot of weapons, but the last two games, when Hawkins woke up, the team woke up. Yeah. Is that a coincidence the last couple of games, or is there something about him being sort of a lever on your team?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you have to have a perimeter weapon this time of year that can deliver big performances and create some separation during the game. Obviously, we have the interior attack, but Tristan Newton's first half kept us in a great spot to be able to have a lead at halftime and getting nothing from Jordan. Nothing from Jordan at the half. We were up 1. We felt great about the position we were in because we knew that he was going to get hot.
Last one.
And Michael Rothstein, ESPN. This is your first Sweet 16 as a head coach. Program's first Sweet 16 in 8 years. What does this mean to you and maybe to where this program is at the moment?
Just really happy. I'd say 2 things. Number one, I love this team. I love coaching these guys. These guys are, they're for the, we've got some imports, some transfers that have just fit right into our culture and have accepted their role. And then it's, and they've supplemented some incredible homegrown kids that we've recruited out of high school and have developed and put in this position to go out here and play it in the most exciting time of year. So, and then for me personally, I'm still haunted by, I had an unbelievable Rhode Island team that year 5 that lost a brutal game against Oregon in a game that we should have won. We played great. I think we were up 4 at the under 4 media timeout versus the Oregon team with Dylan Brooks and Joe, the kid Bell that was a draft. They had 3 draft picks, and we ended up losing in that round of 32 game in Sacramento. So this, maybe I won't have as many nightmares about that because that game, that game haunts me. It has haunted me, and now I'll think about it less.
Well, think about next Thursday. Best of luck in Las Vegas, Coach. Thank you very much.